In my most recent short that I posted on here and my other platforms, I announced that I was going to be opening up a Terraria server with no rules for 24 hours. And then after, I'd publish copies of the world on the Steam Workshop, and also make a YouTube video going over what happened in those 24 hours, which is exactly what I'll be doing in this video. Firstly, I want to quickly go over where you can get the copies of the maps, and also what will be happening with my future servers. To start, I plan on doing more servers like this in the future, but change a few things to make the experience better for everyone. I plan on hosting these servers twice a month, and moving forward, they will also be on the weekends only, and be 48 hours because of that. Besides that, I'll also give each server a theme, like one could be a Calamity server, the next a Skyblock server, and more. Moving on to the copies of the 24-hour server, I uploaded multiple copies on the Steam Workshop, which I put in a collection, so clicking the link in the description will bring you to a page that has each map on it. Now that we got all that out of the way, let's move on to what actually happened on the server. The first major thing a lot of you guys are probably wondering about is if all of the Zeniths were found. Almost all of them were found, with 2 of them being on the beaches, and the rest all being underground. Moving forward, my servers will always have something like those hidden in them, with it most likely always being Zeniths, unless we're playing on a modded server where there are better weapons. Now that that's covered, let's move on to what everyone did in the server. The first major thing that happened as soon as the server opened was people started building at spawn instead of just destroying everything, which was honestly surprising. This lasted for a few hours, with a small group making a small floating city. Besides everyone at spawn building a small little community, one player named Dark Summons decided to go and find the Aether biome, which was on the far right side of the world, and make a very nice base underground to hold all the NPCs. This specific base ended up lasting extremely long compared to other things, so you can actually find this base on a few of the world copies I published. Heading back over to spawn now, within a few hours of the server being live, the spawn area was destroyed, and then rebuilt into another small community, where I started building small houses that were standing on one another. After this, spawn got mostly destroyed and rebuilt one more time. This is the point where griefers really started coming in hard, with the spawn being destroyed and rebuilt multiple times over, until eventually everyone at spawn couldn't keep up with the griefers, and it soon became a hollowed out area with bosses always spawning. At this point, I decided to make a little safe area on the far right side of the world, so that way people could have another spawn point that wasn't totally destroyed. This base worked out pretty well and helped a good number of people before eventually being destroyed as well. After that base, people started to try and fix the spawn and made some pixel art of a character that will be left unnamed, and then later there was more pixel art built, along with some pretty creative ones, like the 2 zombie ones. Not too long after being made, those were also destroyed, which made others try and remake the pixel art, but none were able to make it without getting griefed halfway through. After the boss spamming and griefing started back up again, I went over to the dungeon to build another small safe area to spawn at. This base did not manage to survive long at all before being griefed, and by that time it was the last 30 minutes of the server, and it was filled with us constantly making small platforms at spawn to survive all the bosses before they were griefed within minutes of being made. Overall, the server was a great time, and I can't wait to do more in the future. If you made it this far into the video, be sure to let me know by commenting 24-hour server, and also let me know what types of servers you'll want to see from me in the future. Thanks for sticking to the end, and as always, make sure to have a wonderful day.